Hi, I'm Lee with Corghi USA, and today we're going to show you the operational characteristics of the EM9780 and the EM9780C. The C means it's an automatic locking shaft, so we'll be working with that machine. Just know that the operational characteristics for both machines are exactly the same. So with that being said, let me show you how we load this wheel up. I'm going to roll it up onto my knee. We're going to back cone it as normal. Grabbing my collar, placing it up against the rim, and stepping on the pedal for a half second, and then releasing. Once it locks the wheel and tire into place, we can go over to our machine and we can balance it. The important thing to remember on these touchscreen balancers from Corghi is your first wheel and tire, you must make the dimension key red in order to acquire the dimensions. On wheel 2, 3, and 4, this will be green already because it'll keep and store the original measurements, and that way it shaves a few seconds off of the spin time for wheel 2, 3, and 4. But for singular wheels or for your first wheel, it's important that we make this red. Once you make that red, you simply close the hood. The laser and the sonar will take a quick scan of the wheel and tire just to let us know if there's anything else we can do to better balance this wheel. So as you can see, there is an optimization that's been highlighted yellow. I could go into this, set my valve stem at 12 o'clock, hit my enter button. It'll rotate the wheel around. You put your chalk mark at 12 o'clock, hit enter, rotate the chalk mark to the 12 o'clock. But of course, you don't need a program necessarily to tell you that you can rotate this 180 degrees. Now, with that being said, you see 1/4 ounce and 1 ounce, there's no need to really do this. Our quick scan, diagnostic scan, shows that no run out was detected, and you can see it's a very smooth line. This will be in the explanation with the diagnostics video that's after this one. I hit my exit button to get out of here, and now we can see our main screen again. We have automatically chosen the clip-on weights. The computer did that, the balancer, but just know that I can change these weights, and when I do, it'll automatically change the amounts on here and reposition the weights to go to the 4 o'clock position. So when we go to the 4 o'clock position, it all locks and turns green, and then you can see in here that we have a laser dot that's showing you exactly where to place that weight. Same thing, if I come to the right side, I can touch it. It'll automatically rotate. I can get my 2 1/4 ounces ready to go. When it does, it stops and locks, and then it puts a laser dot to the inside of the rim, so I know exactly where to place that weight. That is not a line, that is a dot, so it's a crosshair. You must put it in that exact position. So with that being said, being behind the spoke, if we wanted to do hide a spoke program, it's automated on the Corghi machine. The indicator here will highlight when you have a tape weight and you're locked in this position. You can simply touch that button right there, and it will automatically rotate the wheel and tire to scan to see where the spokes are, how big the spokes are, how many spokes we are, and then it will automatically split the weight for you. You can see we have 2 dots now, and it's already stopped and locked. So we have one that's behind the spoke, and then I can touch this one again. It brings my second amount up. In this case, it's 0 because the weight was already behind the spoke, and that's the best placement on there. But easy to use, and we can simply turn it off and go back to our singular weight. Other features on this machine, being able to move these to any positions without having to respin. You can turn this machine into static, EVO, which is a static weight only. I can move the static to the outside position by doing a double tap to turn the other light off. So I can do static tape weight on the inside by doing a double tap. I can do a traditional static by double tapping. So anywhere you want to place the weight, you can double tap if you want to do static in another position. So the other features we're seeing here is our automatically defaulted radial runout. And then in the next video for diagnostic balancing, we'll see the radial and rim runout and the radial, rim, and lateral runout features that will be showed again, as I said, on the next video. So other features here as we go from left to right, we have a help button that will assist you with anything that you have on whichever screen you're working on. So it's always different information for each screen. Our manual wheel dimensions button, our automatic wheel dimensions button, we've seen that. We have a menu here that will go into our dimensions where we can manually enter the dimensions in one at a time. And so forth. We can get out, back into the menu button. Our diagnostic screen that you'll see in the next video will give you the runout information. In the menu, I have my tire optimization. We've already looked at that program. I typically don't use this. It's breaking down the wheel and tire twice. We would rather use the diagnostic features that are on the next video that makes it a little simpler than that. As we continue, we have our wheel counter. You can see that there's 706 spins that we've had on this machine since it was worked on, 733 spins since the machine was created, and 5 spins since the machine was calibrated. Obviously, the bottom number is the more important number to be paying attention to. As we go back into our menu, we see this feature here, which locks the shaft. It gives us an error 52, and it gives a red icon showing that it's locked. You can remove the lock of the wheel and tire here. As you see, it's locked in place. We can remove this by turning it off here. We could turn it on here. We can turn it off here. And we can turn it on here. Okay, so that's the stop indication that's on here. Into our menu, we go into the settings. And here we can set our data information for the shop to be shown on our home screen. I go into the menu, I go into settings. We entered our data information. Now we go to our actual settings. These things are all set in place and we don't want to alter them other than you may want to change the English over to a certain language that you would have there. So going back into the menu settings, there's where we were for our language. We can choose car, motorcycle, which we don't have adapters on this, so this machine is not set up for motorcycle. And then we can use fixed plates that typically are used in fleet conditions. This button is the calibration button to calibrate the sensitivity of the balancer. That's shown on our touch screen sensitivity calibration videos that you can watch to calibrate this particular machine. We go back into the menu, back into our settings, and then we have some other features that are service related and not needed at the user level. So that takes us through all of our menu screens here. If we look on the left side, we can see that we have weight management suite. This is the Rabbit, which will round down to the nearest quarter ounce, taking your residual weight and taking it down a quarter ounce to have savings in the weight placements that you use throughout the year. You can switch it to the turtle mode and it's going to round down to the nearest half ounce and again offer you more savings. We have operator 1, operator 2, operator 3, so 3 different people working 3 different tires. They can certainly go back in here and all of the settings are saved. So I turn that feature off. We have the IPOS, and this is intelligent positioning. And so what it does is when you turn this on, you can balance a set of 4 wheels. And once you go to all 4 positions and you get all 4 green lights, you can hit the center button and it brings up your 4 wheels and tires. There'll be another card diagram here and it'll tell you put wheel 4 here, wheel 1 here, 3 here, 2 here. Everybody has this on their machines and they all base it on weight. They base the higher weight goes to the back right and the least amount of weight goes to the driver front. Everybody's familiar with that, and everybody's machine does that. However, we take two other factors into consideration. We have our runout information, and then we also have our tread design. There are 4 tread designs with tires, and it's important for placement. So we have symmetrical, directional, asymmetrical, and asymmetrical directional. You can change these after you've balanced your 4 tires, and it'll take the 4 and put it over here and the 1 over here and the 3 there. It'll rearrange that without you having to respin the wheel. So a very nice feature that only Corghi has. You can print that information if you have a printer set up, and we'll take a look at that in just a minute. So with that being said, that's how the IPOS works. We can turn this off, and remove that. Here is our weight settings that we can go to 1/10 of an ounce or a single gram, and we can go to 1/4 ounce or 5 grams. And in order to do that, to change those on this screen, you simply just touch the weight and it'll automatically do it. A key feature on this machine is if there's anything you want to do on this machine, just touch it and it's going to do it for you or tell you what to do after that. The last feature, as we were just talking about, was the printer button, which will give you all of the information about the customer. This is the bottom half of the page. This is the top half of the page. So whatever you did, if you went all the way through with the diagnostics and all, it'll print all that information for warranty or customer purposes. When you have that done, you can go to this feature again to help to get through this and navigate it. You can write your customer's information. We can save it to a hard drive. We can save it to a media stick. Or if we had a printer plugged into the USB, we could print directly to the printer. You can buy any printer from Walmart, Best Buy, wherever you want, plug it into the USB, and then this feature here would be highlighted, and you can just simply print to that feature. We use the exit button to get out of this, and that is a brief look at the Corghi EM9780 and the EM9780C. Please watch our diagnostic videos and our calibration videos to gain more information. Thank you.